Hey, T. So you mentioned that you know he was throwing a lot of different things at you, zones and everything. What did you have to kind of tell your team to keep in mind, not just to come back, but to maintain the lead that y'all were building?
Well, just make quick decisions. Like I said, Spo does a good job of, playing different defenses, picking up full court, zoning a lot. And so just show you a lot of different looks. And so I just said, whatever we run, we got to get into it quick. But then secondly, we got to make quick decisions and get to what we're trying to get to. And so we can't hold the ball, can't look and survey the zone. Like, we got to attack. If you don't have it, move it. Next guy attack, and then try to get into the seams. And I thought, after that first quarter, we did a good job of just trying to figure out what we wanted to run and how we wanted to do it.
Took Kawhi a little bit to get going. I don't think he scored until mid-second quarter, but then he leads y'all in scoring. How do you feel like he looked? And how did he feel just talking to him, keeping up with him throughout the game?
Yeah, he felt good. I thought, like I said early on, just trying to ease into the game, just trying to feel it out. And I thought he did a good job. Like I said, in that second quarter, just trying to catch his rhythm, get into his spots, knocking down his shots. And so that second half, like you said, it was really good to see him get going.
What led you to understand that you probably can't have James and Kawhi out the game at the same time during the competitive portion of the game? We saw that in the first half. We didn't see that in the second half.
Say it again?
Kawhi and James, it felt like you understood that you had to stagger them in the second half, whereas in the first half, those guys being on the bench at the same time, it looked like that played a role in Miami building the lead that they did have.
Yeah, just because of how we had to play Kawhi tonight, the rotations would look different, I feel confident with whoever's on the floor, we just got to make plays and make shots. And, when the team's playing, 80% zone, it is kind of hard to catch an offensive rhythm. And that's why they're the best in the league as far as playing zone and mixing it up. And so, usually your second units are the ones that struggle against zone, when they come into the game. But I thought after that first quarter, we did a good job handling it.
Ty, so Norm's just not going to miss for you guys off the bench?
No, I hope not. Don't wish it on him. Don't bring it on him.
When he's just as locked in as he has been this season, obviously there's a lot of attention from the other guys like Kawhi, PG, and James, but how much does that change just not only his aggressiveness, but the efficiency that he's being aggressive with? Yeah,
I think being on the floor with Kawhi, PG, and James, and we know Norm can score, on his own, but I think now it's just coming even easier, just playing off of closeouts and catch and shoot threes. He doesn't really have to press the issue a lot offensively because, if we play an offense the right way, he's going to get a lot of shots, a lot of looks, and opportunities to drive closeouts, which he's been great at. And coming out of timeouts, if he hasn't touched it tonight, just making sure I keep him engaged, running a few sets for him just to keep him engaged.
He's talked about how he uses the free throw line. Since he comes off the bench, he uses the free throw line to try and get in rhythm, but he also talked about how he has been getting some of those calls, so he's had to find other ways. How have you seen him just find a way to get in rhythm right away, given that he's kind of coming in mid-game?
Yeah, I think focusing on making the shot instead of, like you said, trying to draw the foul. He's an elite scorer, so he doesn't have to, look to draw those fouls, especially with not the bonus because it's a waste, because you got to take it out on the side the way the game's officiated now. But like I said, he's an elite scorer. Just going to score the basketball, the foul comes, it comes.
Ty, Duncan really seemed to hurt you guys in the first quarter and then didn't have a shot until about 4 minutes to go in the fourth. What did you guys do to effectively take him out of the game, so to speak, after that?
Do I have to say it, or?
I would appreciate you saying it.
So just with, his movement and his activity, the way he sets rip screens, the way he comes off screens, if you're trying to switch splits and rips, you're going to get lost. And so, start the game, we were switching. And then after, like you said, his hot start, we just said, okay, whoever's guarding Duncan, you staying on Duncan no matter what. And the other guys, you got to fight through screens and, be aware of the back screens and all that. But whoever's chasing Duncan, you lock in on Duncan. And that's what allows us to slow him down a little bit.
And with Zoo, I know he got in foul trouble a little bit, but he did appear to be doing a good job on Bam, kind of keeping him out of the restricted area. What did you see in their matchup?
He did a good job. Bam, that short roll, pull up jump shot, it's lethal. And so we just talked to Zoo the last 2 days about just firing back in pick and rolls. They do a good job of making that pocket pass. So when the pocket pass is going, you got to fire back to Bam. Don't give him any comfort, any space. And I thought Zoo did a good job. He fouled him a couple times, but I take that. He got back to him a lot, and that was able to help slow Bam down that pocket a little bit.
Last question.
Hey, Coach, I know you touched on it a little bit as far as going against their zone defense, but it seems like you guys adjusted from the second quarter on, and you guys were really comfortable. You guys attacked it. You guys got good looks. What did you see from your team that allowed you guys, because usually teams don't play that well against Miami's own defense, and it seemed like you guys were comfortable from the second quarter on. What did you see from your guys offensively?
I thought we still could have been better, but we did some good things. Like I said, we adjusted and was able to take advantage, of it a little bit, and like thinking that fourth quarter was slowing up getting out of the zone. But, for the most part, after that first quarter, I thought we did a good job just adjusting and tweaking what we wanted to do offensively. We still could have made quicker decisions, and we still could have attacked, the closeouts a lot because of the way they're shifting. When the ball is swung, we know they're starting high from the corner, so just drive that closeout, which we didn't do a good job of. So just watching film, when we get a chance, and just showing them like how the middle was open and how we could have drove closeouts and we could have been better. But once, it was good for us to see that tonight, just because we got to get better at playing against zone anyway.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let's get ready for Hoop Jab.